Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're jumping into a pretty wild vision for what AI is going to do next. We're talking a future with no work, no apps, and maybe no money? We're going to break down some radical ideas from tech entrepreneur Somay Jain to see just how close this future might actually be.
All right, let's just get right to the heart of it with this quote. I mean, what if the whole point of AI isn't just about making us a little more productive? What if it's about getting rid of work completely? Imagine a future where our main job is to just connect with people, create things, and, actually enjoy life.
So what does a world without work even look like? And we're not just talking about automating a few jobs on a factory line. The vision here is way, way bigger. It's about making the entire idea of work, as we know it, just disappear into the background.
Okay, so the core idea here is pretty simple when you think about it. Most of the stuff we do all day, scheduling things, paying bills, managing projects, it's all just a series of logical steps. So a smart enough AI should be able to handle all of that for us, right? All it really needs to know is what we want to happen, our intent.
But, how do we actually get from here to there? Well, it all starts with a huge change in how we use technology. A total move away from all the separate tools we use today and towards something way more natural. I mean, seriously, just think about your phone for a second. You've got one app for a car, another for food, one for flights, one for email. It's a mess. Each one has its own menus, its own login, its own little quirks you have to learn. It's so fragmented.
The promise of this next wave of AI is to just get rid of all that. Instead of jumping between a dozen different apps, you'd have just one single AI assistant that gets what you're trying to do. You wouldn't have to think about which app to open anymore. You just have to think about what you want.
And this is basically the new workflow. It's super simple, just 3 steps. First, you just say what you want. That's it. Second, the AI figures out what you mean and makes a plan. And third, and this is the absolute game changer, the AI actually does the work for you using whatever tools it needs to.
So yeah, that word, execution, is everything. You could just say to your AI, hey, send a 50,000 rupee invoice to this client and ping them every single day at 9 p.m. until they pay. The AI wouldn't just write a draft for you to check. It would actually create the invoice, send it, and set up all those automated reminders. See? The work just becomes invisible.
Now, what's really wild is what happens next. Once you have this basic AI layer that can understand you and do things for you, it opens the door to some truly mind-bending new possibilities. We're talking way beyond just clearing out your inbox. First up, the physical world starts to come alive. This is where AI and robotics crash into each other to create everyday objects that don't just follow orders. They almost seem like they have a consciousness.
Jane gives this amazing, kind of Pixar-like example of a lamp that has emotions. It literally reacts to your mood. You could walk in and say, I had a bad day, and it would change its light to match. I mean, imagine your entire home or office just being in sync with you like that. It would completely change how we experience our surroundings.
Okay, let's go even deeper. The next frontier, our own bodies. AI could supercharge technologies like CRISPR gene editing, and the goal here is massive. Fix genetic problems, wipe out diseases, and maybe, just maybe, dramatically extend how long we live. And that leads to this incredibly bold take. The idea is that we don't really die of old age, right? We die because a specific organ, like our heart or kidneys, just gives out. So if AI-powered bioengineering can keep repairing our organs forever, well then maybe dying from natural causes becomes a thing of the past.
And hey, it's not all just about work and living forever. AI could also completely change how we find each other. And honestly, for anyone who's ever felt that burnout from swiping endlessly on dating apps, this could be a huge relief.
So check out this model. Your own personal AI would basically be the ultimate wingman. It would get to know you, what you like, your personality, and then it would go out and talk to other people's AIs to find someone who's actually a good fit. It does all the filtering and planning, and then just sets up one great date for you. All you have to do is show up and see if there's a real connection.
So if we get to this world where AI is handling our jobs, our health, maybe even our dating lives, what's left for us humans to do? What skills are actually going to be valuable, and what new problems are we going to have to deal with?
Well, according to Jane, your worth in this new world really comes down to 2 things. First is prompting. Basically, how good are you at telling an AI what you want? And second is your urgency, that fire in your belly, that obsession to make things happen. When anyone can get things done, that drive is what will make you stand out. But of course, a future this perfect sounding has a dark side. We have to be realistic. This path comes with some massive, maybe even existential risks that we need to keep our eyes on. And these risks are no joke. You've got AI bias, where models learn from our own flawed data and just amplify our worst tendencies. There's the danger of the internet becoming a zombie land where you have no idea if you're talking to a real person or a bot. Then you have the psychological risks of artificial intimacy and, well, the really big one, the potential for AI to cause a human extinction event. Okay, let's bring it all home to the final and maybe most radical idea of them all. Let's talk about how this all could lead to the complete end of money.
That's how much money you might need to live. Zero. I mean, think about it. If AI-powered robots can build a house in a couple of days, and our food is grown automatically, the whole economic system we built on the idea of scarcity, it just might not make sense anymore.
Here's the logic. If automation can take care of all our basic needs, food, housing, transport, you name it, then the only resource that really matters is the energy to run the whole system. And if we can provide that energy to everyone, then all those necessities become basically free. Everyone, in a sense, gets to live what we'd call a billionaire's life today.
And that, of course, leaves us with the biggest question of all. If AI takes care of our survival, if it handles all the complex stuff, what's our purpose? In a world where you don't have to work to live, what will drive us? What's going to give our lives meaning? That's the real revolution we're all going to have to figure out.